Hey, I'm Lucas Kwiatkowski, founder of Nomads, hands-on and advanced PPC. Now, if you didn't catch the last video, it was an intro to this tool, Data Dive. And so if you haven't seen it yet, we'll put the link to that one in the description. You can go and watch that first because I'm going to be using the same example here than I did in the first video. Now, the point of Data Dive is to lock in on specific keywords that your competitors are doing well for, that you want to improve your ranking for. It's a very, very easy to use interface, and there's a very good targeted amount of data that you can use to look at your competitors, improve your SEO, and more importantly, build your list of keywords for PPC. So in the last example, I'm using the example picnic blanket waterproof. And I'm saying that I am this ASIN right here, the PY super mode, selling this picnic blanket, and I'm trying to build my list of waterproof keywords, okay? So what you want to do here is you can see up here we have our Data Dive Bible, right? Because what you should be doing is doing different dives for different niches. So this one is going to be for waterproof keywords, right? And what you should do at the end of the day is you can go through here and exclude a lot of keywords that you don't want in this keyword list, okay? So I start to exclude these, and maybe I'm only looking at waterproof keywords. So maybe I'm going to do a different dive for extra large picnic blanket, like large picnic blanket keywords. But that's the thing is you can have different lists of different keywords. You can name them anything you want, and then you can go back in there and have all of your list very clear and organized based off these dives. So what you do is you can just exclude these, and then all of a sudden they disappear from the list, and you just have all of these ones left. So what you want really when you're done with this is a very targeted, maybe 20 to 30 keyword list on just the ones you're looking at. But on this one, I want to dive into one of my favorite things that I have here, outlier keywords. So master keyword list is where all of your keywords are going to be. If I go to outlier keywords, and we're still looking at picnic blankets, and this is the bestseller. I want to see what he's ranking on first. Look at this, guys. Summer gifts, cool gifts for women, outdoor gifts, beach blankets, picnic accessories. They are ranking so high for all of these outlier keywords that don't contain the word picnic blanket at all. Now, they're probably ranking so well for these because you can see it. Look at this listing age. They've been on Amazon for over 4 years. We, in this example, have only been on here for 6 months. So we don't have a lot of old data on all of these accessories, gifts, keywords, and stuff like that. But that's why this tool is so cool, because instead of looking at all of these picnic blanket keywords on their own, you can just go to the outlier keywords. You can see every other competitor in this kind of category is ranked 307 in this gift. They're not ranked at all for this for these keywords, and they are just dominating all of these outlier keywords. Picnic essentials, bridal shower gifts, beach blanket again. So they do pretty well on beach blanket. You can see we have this one here, beach mat. I think that's kind of actually relevant. I wouldn't necessarily call that an outlier keyword. But this area of Data Dive this is for more of the advanced brands that have maybe run out of keywords to look at and rank on. And they're looking for new areas of keywords to look for. So if I come here, picnic accessories, I think that's a really good example. And you can open that up. Picnic accessories, what do we see here? Right? We see one picnic blanket. And we see a couple others, but we see picnic bags, we see all of this stuff. So then what I can do is open up another tab here, and I'm gonna deep dive on this in just a second. So if you want, what you can do is then go to Amazon, type in picnic accessories, and do a whole new dive. So you can get the list of all the top ranked picnic accessories, see what words they're ranking on, and again, build kind of another offset keyword list from that. So going back to this outlier keyword list, it's really just a good a good tool to get new seed keywords. So if you see some of these like gift ideas, right? I mean, that is such a hard word to rank on, and it's amazing that these guys are ranking on it. But you want to really, really be careful with it. This one, like beach blanket, waterproof, sandproof, clever bridal shower gifts. So it's just a good idea to see, okay, are we missing any of these in our SEO? Is there maybe a new campaign that we can set up with some of these keywords? So do that, maybe search for some more long tails, picnic accessories. You can see, okay, picnic accessories for food, for family, right? All that good stuff. You can kind of build a new keyword list from there. But the whole point of this is to keep building to your master keywords list. So when I come back to the mastered keywords list, is you start to build it out, and you can come up here and go to exclusions. So now I've excluded a bunch of phrases here. I can also exclude a whole phrase. So if I want to do something like maybe sand, maybe I want to exclude sand, and these aren't in here yet, but what you can do, you come to your master keyword list, you type in the word sand. There's not even any in there, okay? So maybe we want to do grass. So I'm just trying to show you how you can kind of build these out, right? And there are a couple there. So boom, boom, and then you exclude those, right? So then you can also exclude ASINs, and you just keep refining your keyword list. And all of it is very targeted. And then kind of once we go a little deeper here, is we're going to get into some SEO stuff to show you how you can mess around with titles and bullet points, and shows you how that moves you up or down. But this deep dive page here is interesting because it shows, this is the bestseller, and it shows all their images. And I mean, I know this might not seem like much, but when you look at this back to back, you can see, okay, these are how their images are laid out. These, right, and just all of this stuff in one page is really helpful. So then you can go to you and say, okay, well, how are my images comparing to them? Maybe I shift the order around based on what they're doing. So this whole tool is like a very good spying tool to compare yourself to other sellers, which is what so many people ask us. Oh, what is my competitor doing? What are they doing that I can work on? And this is what we're sending and using as a lot of our research to show, okay, the #1 bestseller is doing this. This is how we can kind of catch up to them and improve our listing and hopefully get that #1 bestseller tag.